while you were pulling out of the final hug. I didn't want to look into the eye to see the coldness of the last goodbye. You said that you were better off apart, and took the jagged dagger to the heart. I stood there like a statue in the hall and listened to the footsteps start to fall away from me and everything we built, leaving me to wrestle with the guilt of things I didn't say and didn't do, to keep the shadow from consuming you. And nothing hurts as much as the pain of loving you, the pain of loving you. It turns the gray sky blue, but only for a second. Then it rains, running through the valleys of the veins. It's heavy and it's sharp and it is real, a wound that refuses to ever heal. I'd rather feel the burning of the fire than suffer the impossible desire of wanting what I simply cannot touch. I love you way too hard and way too much. I see you buying flowers for an hour, honoring a different kind of vow. You look so easy and so light and free. I'm burdened by the memory of me. The world is spinning forward on the track, but I am always looking to the back, stagnating in the moment that you love, a victim of a quiet emotional theft. She gets the best of what you have to give. She gets the reason and the will to live, while I am stuck analyzing a past, wondering what a magic didn't last. And nothing hurts as much as the pain of loving you, the pain of loving you. It turns the gray sky blue, but only for a second. Then it rains, running through the valleys of the veins. It's heavy and it's sharp and it is real, a wound that refuses to ever heal. I'd rather feel the burning of the fire than suffer the impossible desire of wanting what I simply cannot touch. I love you way too hard and way too much. It just hurts. The visor slipped out of sweaty hands and scattered on the wooden stands. I didn't mean to let it drop, I didn't know how to make it stop. You watched the crash without a sound and turned your eyes up from the ground. You didn't help to clean the mess, you didn't offer a caress. You stepped around the jagged bit and found the door unexcited, leaving me upon the knees, begging please and begging please. But you were already outside, leaving nothing but the divide. To hold a story that cannot be told. Shattered. I see you smiling in the street. You look so whole and so complete. You found a girl who is brand new, who hasn't been destroyed by you. She holds you tightly in the frame. She doesn't flinch to hear your name, while I am stuck inside the glue, trying to make myself not new. The world is moving past the gate, while I am in this broken state. I'm cutting fingers on the past, wondering how long you will last. The damage is a heavy toll upon the fragmented soul. And now I am finally shattered, shattered. Everything that mattered is lying in a million pieces here, drowning in the salt of every tear. Some little parts perfectly bad, but there is always gonna be a crack. You broke the surface and the core, and left the debris on the floor, sharp and dangerous to hold a story that cannot be told. Shattered. Pick me up. I felt the stitching start to pop. I didn't know how to make it stop. You pulled your hand away from mine and stepped across the borderline. The fabric of the life we made began to violently fade. I stood there holding on to threads. Oh, you were making different beds. It wasn't clean, it wasn't neat. It happened right there on the street. The unraveling of everything, the silencing of the string. And now I am completely torn apart, torn apart. The separation of the heart. One half is trying to survive, to keep a spirit stay alive. The other half is chasing you and doing what it used to do. I'm stretched across the heavy mile between the tear and the denial. I cannot be whole again. apart. I see you patched it up with her, without a ripple or a stir. You sewed the edges of the soul to make yourself look brand new. She wears a jacket that I bought. She listens to the thoughts I felt. You transferred all the love to her. It left me stripping in the air. I'm staggered in the middle ground, where lost things are never found. While you are wrapped in cotton warm, from naked in a heavy storm, watching you stitch a brand new start, while I'd have fallen apart. And now I am completely torn apart, torn apart. Your separation of the heart. What half is trying to survive? You trick the spirit, stay alive. The other half is chasing you and doing what it used to do. I'm stretched across the heavy mile, between a tear and the denial. I cannot be whole again. I'm broken in the lion's den, torn apart. Just two halves. You have the handle of the door. I see the muscle in our jaw, the final straw, the final flaw. I wanted to explain the side of why I ran and why I lied, but words are heavy in the lung and stay suspended on the tongue. You turned the lock and walked away into the ending of the day. I felt the ribcage start to crack, 'cause you never looked back. I'm standing in the kitchen light, surrendering the losing fight. They say it's poetic, but love hurts. Love hurts. It's burning in the shirts you left inside the dresser drawer. I cannot wear them anymore. It isn't beautiful or sweet. It's trembling hands and freezing feet. It's physical and it is real, a sickness that I cannot heal. I'm paying for the joy we had, with everything that's gone so bad. Love hurts. I saw you at the coffee place, a brand new smile upon her face. You touched her arm so gently and smoothed the tangle in her hair. You don't look injured or in pain. You're walking dry inside the rain, while I am stuck in yesterday, watching the color turn to gray. The world is spinning on its axis, while I am fading motion or Texas. Stagnant in the morning. the solitary maze. It isn't fair that you are fine while I am broken in the spine. They say it's poetic, but love hurts, love hurts. It's burning in the shorts. You're left inside the dresser drawer. I cannot wear them anymore. It isn't beautiful or sweet. It's trembling hands and freezing feet. It's physical and it is real. A sickness that I cannot heal. I'm paying for the joy we had with everything that's gone so bad. Love hurts. I looked down at the messy floor right after you walked out the door. I didn't know that I could feel a pain so physical and real. I tried to keep the pressure tight to stop it bleeding in the night, but words you said are sharp as glass and cut the arteries of past. I wished I had the strength to say the reasons why you had to stay, but I just stood and let it pour, leaving stains upon the door. The silence is a heavy sound when there is nobody around. 'Cause I am left with a bleeding heart, tearing me apart. It's draining out the love I had and turning everything to sad. I cannot make the incision close. It hurts much more than I supposed to watch the life drain out of me into a red and angry sea. From the part of living with a bleeding heart. I hear you found a bandage now to cover up the broken vow. She's stitching up the empty space and putting smiles upon your face. You don't look wounded or in pain. You're walking dry inside the rain, while I am stuck inside the rain, unable to get out of bed. The world is moving on apart, but I am frozen on the bar. I'm jealous that you healed so fast, but I am dying in the past. You found a donor for the vein, while I am drowning in the rain. 'Cause I am left with a bleeding heart, tearing me apart. It's draining out the love I had and turning everything to sad. It hurts much more than I supposed to watch the light drain out of me into a red and angry sea. I'm weak and dizzy from the part of living with a bleeding heart. paint the smile upon the face, to hide the ruin of the place. I walk around the grocery store like I'm not broken at the core. I nod and say that I am fine. I stand upright in the line. But when I watched you walk away, you took the light out of the day. I wished I grabbed you by the shirt and told you exactly where it hurt. But I just let the silence win and trapped the agony within. The exterior is looking well, but inside is a private hell. 'Cause I'm slowly dying inside, dying inside, with nowhere to hide. The lungs are forgetting how to breathe because you decided you would leave. The heart is beating out of habit, chasing ghosts I cannot grab at. The body works, the blood is flowing, but the spirit isn't showing. I'm routing in the empty room, consumed by all the heavy gloom, dying inside. I see you flourishing with heart. The past is nothing but a blur. You look so vibrant and alive. You learn exactly how to thrive. He waters you with love and care. There is the freshness in the air. While I am wilting on the stem, looking at the photos of them. The world is rushing on ahead, while I am heady legs of lead. I'm jealous of the life you make, while I am lighting in the wake of everything we used to be before you quit on loving me. 'Cause I'm slowly dying inside, dying inside, with nowhere to hide. The lungs are forgetting how to breathe because you decided you would leave. The heart is beating out of habit, chasing ghosts I cannot grab at. The body works, the blood is flowing, but the spirit isn't showing. I'm rotting in the empty room, consumed by all the heavy gloom, dying inside. Just a shell. I saw the suitcase in the hall. I didn't think that you would stall. I thought it was a simple fight that we would fix before the night. I stood there with a stupid grin, believing you would walk back in. I didn't try to block the way, I didn't beg for you to stay. I trusted in the love we had to keep the ending from the bad. But then I heard the engine start and felt the breaking of the chart. He drove away into the blue and took the future with you too. But I have got a fool foolish heart, foolish heart. It doesn't know where apart. It beats for you inside the chest. It will not give the body rest. It thinks you're coming home at 5 to keep the memory alive. It doesn't listen to the brain. It doesn't understand the pain. It's waiting for the key and door, just like it did the day before. A stubborn and a stupid part. I'm cursed with this foolish heart. I heard she has a lovely laugh. She tore my picture in half. You're building up a different life without the struggle and the strife. The world is turning round and round, but I am frozen on the ground, stagnating in the month of June, howling at the paper moon. They try to tell the heart the truth, that we have wasted all the youth, but it refuses to believe that you would actually leave. Fix the candle burning bright in the middle of the night. But I have got a foolish heart, foolish heart. It doesn't know stubborn and a stupid part. I'm cursed with this foolish heart. Please grow up. I watched the handle of the door. I stared intensely at the floor. I knew that if I spoke a word, the final ending would be blurred. I had the sentence on my tongue to keep us beautiful and young, but pride came in and locked the door and emphasized the fatal fall. I let you turn and walk away into the shadow of the day. I didn't run to pull you back. I let the train fall off the track, and now the silence in the room is louder than a sonic boom. And I am living with regret, regret the things I can't forget. If I could turn the head of time and change the rhythm and the rhyme, I would have begged for you to stay. I would have thrown the pride away. Then now I'm sleeping in the mess of loneliness and sudden stress. It tastes so bitter on my lips, the sinking of a lovely ship's regret. saw a photo on the phone. You aren't sleeping on your own. She looks exactly like the kind of girl that brings you peace of mind. You're smiling widely at the lens and making future plans again. While I'm stuck inside the past, you're playing scenes that didn't last. The world is spinning fast for you. The sky is open wide and blue, but I am anchored in the spot, analyzing what I got. Just empty hands and heavy head, and words that simply were said. And I am living with regret the things I can't forget. If I could turn the hands of time and change the rhythm and the rhyme, I would have begged for you to stay. I would have thrown the pride away. But now I'm sleeping in the mess of loneliness and sudden stress. It tastes so better on the lips, the sinking of a love we share. Regret. I should have spoken. The map I held is blown away into the gray and windy day. I watched you turn the corner street, the final sound of walking feet. I didn't say the words I should to make the ending understood. I let the silence take the lead and planted every regretful seed. Now I'm spinning in the dark, without a light, without a spark. The city is a stranger's face. I cannot find a resting place. I used to navigate by you, but now the north is turned to blue. 'Cause I am just a lost soul, lost soul, losing all control. I'm drifting on the open sea, without the anchor of a wheel. I'm searching for a familiar shore, but I can't find it anymore. You were the compass in the hand, the only way to understand. But now I'm wandering the night, without a single guiding light, a ghost without a goal, just a lost soul. I saw you walking by the lake, with no signs of the recent break. She holds your arm and guides the way. You listen to the things she'll say. You found a harbor safe and warm, protected from the coming storm, while I am stuck out in the cold, watching the misery everywhere, but you are anchored safe and sound. I'll lie and nowhere to be found, 'cause I am just a lost soul, lost soul, losing all control. I'm drifting on the open sea, without the anchor of me. I'm searching far from any shore, but I can't find it anymore. You were the compass in the hand, the only way to understand. But now I'm wandering the night, without a single guiding light, a ghost without a goal, just a lost soul. Where do I go? I listened to the latching click. Something happened fast and quick. I stood there in the quiet hall and watched the shadow on the wall. I wanted to unlock the tongue to keep us beautiful and young. I wanted to apologize for all the silence and the lies, but fear came in and froze the fear and made the tragedy complete. You walked away into the dark and took the fire and the spark, leaving me to stand alone, flesh and blood and heavy bone. But nobody sees I'm broken inside, broken inside, with nowhere to hide. The smile is painted on the face, but everything is out of place. The gears are grinding in the chest. I cannot give a spirit rest. I'm shattered in the secret part, the engine of the human heart. I look okay, I look the same, but I crumble when I hear your name, broken inside. I saw you walking in the town. You didn't look or turn around. She held your hand so light and free, the way that you once held on to me. You fixed the pieces of your life, you cut the memory with a knife. You're functioning and doing well, while I am in a private shell. But I'm always looking back, stagnating in the empty room, sweeping sadness with a broom. It isn't fair that you are whole, while I have lost the very soul. But nobody sees I'm broken inside, broken inside, with nowhere to hide. The spot is discreet part, the engine of the human heart. I look okay, I look the same, but I crumble when I hear your name, broken inside. Didn't make a single sound, and my whole world came crashing down. I watched you turning in the hall, I watched the shadow on the wall. I bit the inside of my cheek, so I wouldn't appear to be weak. I let you take the keys and go into the street, into the snow. I held the breath inside the lung, I kept the sentence on its tongue. But the moment that the latch had clicked, the illusion created was tricked, and gravity began to pull upon the heart that was so full. And now I'm crying silent tears, silent tears, confirming all the fears. It's raining in the living room, amidst the shadow and the gloom. I let them fall upon the floor, since you don't live here anymore. They burn a path upon the skin, a liquid record of the sin of loving you way too much and losing the electric touch. I'm drowning in the quiet fears of silent tears. I saw you laughing in the store, you weren't hurting anymore. She wiped the sorrow from your face and put a smile in its place. You walk around so dry and warm, protected from the inner storm. Why I'm stuck inside the gray, watching the color fade away. The world is rushing on its track, but I am always looking back, stagnated in the salty lake of every promise that you break. It isn't fair that you are free while rain is pouring down on me. Now I'm crying silent tears, silent tears, confirming all the fears. It's raining in the living room, amidst the shadow and the gloom. I let them fall upon the floor, since you don't live here anymore. They burn a path upon your skin, a liquid record of sin, and letting you way too much and losing the electric touch. I'm drowning in the quiet fears of silent tears. Just let it rain. I check the rhythm in the chest, I try to get the pulse to rest, but something isn't beating right inside the middle of the night. I watched you packing up the clothes, my shoes and all the pantyhose. I should've blocked the open door, I should've offered something more. But silence held me by the throat, I couldn't sing the final note. You walked away with half the soul and left a large and jagged hole. I'm standing here upon the feet, but I am missing every beat. 'Cause I'm living with half a heart, torn right apart. It's pumping on the left side strong, but the right side is completely wrong. It cannot function on its own. It feels so heavy like a stone. You took the other piece with you and painted it a different blue. I'm trying to survive the day and a broken halfway away, half a heart. I heard you gave a piece to her, the memory is just a blur. She has the part that makes me whole, she has the access to control. You look so happy and complete, walking down the same street, two hearts beating innocent, while I am sitting on the brink, stagnating in the empty space, remembering your loving face. The world is spinning fine for most, but I am just a halfway ghost. I'm jealous of the love she gets, while I am drowning in regrets. 'Cause I'm living with half a heart, so am I apart. It's pumping on the left side strong, but the right side is completely wrong. You cannot function on its own. It feels so heavy like a stone. You took the other piece with you and painted it a different blue. I'm trying to survive the day in a broken halfway away, half a heart. I burdened up the heavy coat and felt the lump inside the throat. The leaves were brown upon the lawn. I didn't know that you were gone. You stood beside the open car and looked at something distinct and far. I wanted to unfreeze the time, to fix the rhythm and the rhyme. I should have grabbed your freezing hand and made you try to understand. But I just watched the engine start and felt the cooling of the heart. The gray sky of the sea was painting all the tragic scene. And I am stuck in November, cold November, cold. The story isn't getting old, the calendar is moving on. The summer sun has come and gone, but I am frozen in the day. You turned your head and walked away. It cuts the skin, it bites the bone, to cool. The sky is such a perfect blue. She wraps the scarf around your neck. You don't look like a nervous wreck. You found a fire that is warm to shelter you against the storm. She melts the ice inside your chest and gives the weary spirit rest, while I am standing in the frost, calculating what it cost to let you leave and fall apart until the early winter night. It isn't fair that you are hard while I'm freezing on the spot. And I am stuck in November, cold November, cold. The story isn't getting old. The calendar is moving on. The summer sun has come and gone, but I am frozen in the day. You turned your head and walked away. It cuts the skin, it bites the bone to stand inside the window warm. I'm shivering inside the fold of November cold. I know the map inside your head, the things you felt but never said. I know the coffee that you drink. I know exactly how you think. I memorized the history and every single mystery. But now I'm standing at the door, like I don't know you anymore. You looked at me with empty eyes, a very casual disguise. You turned the shoulder and you went, and took the years that we had spent, leaving me to stand and stare at empty space and heavy air. And it's a tragedy that we are strangers again, strangers again. Remembering when we went from nothing to everything, and now we cut the puppet string. It hurts to treat you like a ghost when I have loved you the most. To pass you calmly on the street and stare intently at the feet. We walked the circle to the end, and now we're strangers again. I see you walking with him now. You're honoring a different vow. He's learning all the things I knew. He's getting distinct access to you. He holds the hand I used to hold. He hears the stories I was told. You look so happy and so new, like nothing that we did was true. I'm stagnant in a memory of who exactly us could be, while you are rewriting the page. I'm stuck inside the empty stage, watching the curtain falling down upon this lonely, quiet town. And it's a tragedy circle to the end, and now we're strangers again. I stood there frozen by the garden gate, resigned to accept the sudden fate. I had a sentence burning in a chest. I should have put the silence to the test. I should have yelled for you to turn around before you disappeared into the town. But fear came in and stole the voice away, and ruined all the chances of the day. Now silence is the only thing I hear, ringing loudly in the lonely ear. So I'm sending whispers in the wind, whispers in the wind, for how I know I sinned. I'm speaking to the air and to the sky, and hoping they will carry my goodbye, to travel over miles of the land, and maybe brush against your open hand. Could tell you what I was too scared to say before you turned and walked so far away. I hope you hear the secrets that I sent, whispers in the wind. I hear you laughing in the summer sun. She is the chosen and a lucky one. She doesn't have to guess the things you feel. She has a love that's tankable and real, and moving forward on a steady track. You never have a reason to look back. While I'm standing in a hurricane of memories that drive the spirit insane, I'm jealous of the place that touches you. I'm jealous of the scar that is so blue. I'm stagnant in the weather of the past, wondering how long the storm will last. So I am sending whispers in the wind, for how I know I sing. I'm speaking to the air and to the sky, and hoping they will carry my goodbye, to travel over miles of the land, and maybe brush against your open hand, to tell you what I was too scared to say before you turn and walk so far away. I hope you hear the secrets that I sent, whispers in the wind. Can you feel me? I kept the face as hard as stone. I didn't let the sadness on. The moment that you turned to go, I put the feelings down below. I dug a hole inside the chest to give the broken heart a rest. I shoveled dirt upon the screen and crushed the remnants of the dream. I smiled and said that I was fine. I watched her cross the borderline, but underneath the casual shirt, I'm standing knee deep in the dirt. 'Cause I am living with buried feelings, buried feelings, staring at the ceilings. I push them down so deep and back so they can never travel back. So ruin up the shiny day, or tell you that you need to stay. But ghosts are hard to keep in ground. You make a muffled, heavy sound. I'm walking on a surface floor while hiding what I really adore. Buried feelings. I see you walking in the light. You sleep so soundly in the night. She called you out into the sun. You are the happy, lucky one. You don't have secrets in the deep. You don't have promises to keep. You're growing flowers in the bed. Well, I am talking to the dead. The world is spinning fast and free for everyone except for me. I'm guarded up this patch of land with dirty fingernails in hand. While you are laughing with the new, I'm stuck here underground with you. 'Cause I am living with buried feelings, buried feelings, staring out the ceilings. I push them down so deep and back so they can never travel back. So ruin up the shiny day, or tell you that you need to stay. But ghosts are hard to keep in ground. They make a muffled, heavy sound. I'm walking on the surface floor while hiding what I really adore. Buried feelings, don't dig them up. You packed the yellow of the sun. You took the red of battles won. You stripped the color from the wall and left the shadows in the hall. I stood there watching as you went. The distinct energy was spent. I held the handle of the door, but didn't open anymore. I let the silence fill the space and wash the color from my face. You walked away into the light and left me in the coldest night. The pattern changing in the eye, from vibrant life to saying goodbye. Now my world is painted blue, painted blue, because of you. The sky is heavy, thick and gray. It rains upon the bed all day. I try to wash this stain away, but it is here and bound to stay. You took the spectrum and the gold and left me shivering in cold watercolor of the pain, dissolving in the heavy rain, painted blue. I saw you walking in the park. You are the fire and a spark. You wear the dress of bright crimson. She is the reason that you run. You look so vivid and alive. You learn exactly how to bright. You're mixed in colors, fresh and new, while I'm stuck inside the blue. The world is spinning fast ahead, while I am heavy legs on land. I'm jealous of the warmth you feel, while I am trying to just heal. I'm stagnant in the indigo, with absolutely nowhere to go. And now my world is painted blue, painted blue, because of you. Sky is heavy, it's sinking gray. It rains upon the bed all day. I try to wash the stain away, but it is here about your skin. You took the spectrum and the gold and left me shivering in cold watercolors of pain, dissolving in a heavy rain, painted blue. Just a stain. I watched you packing up the case. I memorized your final face. I didn't try to intervene. I let you finish up the scene. I stood as still as statues do, and let the ending pass on through. I should've grabbed you by the wrist and told you everything I missed, but I just studied how to stand and let you slip right through the hand. I learned the lesson fast and hard, alone inside the quiet yard, the silence settling on his skin. That's where the discipline begins. 'Cause I'm a master at the art of losing, the art of losing. It isn't my choosing, but I have perfected the technique of getting weaker every week. I lost the love, I lost the fight, I lost the rhythm of the night. It takes a talent to let go of everything you used to know. I'm painting pictures in the gray of how I gave it all away, the art of losing. I hear you winning with your no. You're honoring a brand new vow. You found a prize to take my place, a smile upon a different face. You're building up a life of gold, while I am shivering and cold. I'm stagnant in a gallery, staring at the history. The world is rushing, has to go, but I don't join it anymore. I watched you walk into the car. You didn't seem to go that far, but in the space of half a day, you moved 1,000,000 miles away. I saw your mouth begin to move, to say the words you had to prove. I should have smashed the silence then, and tried to make us whole again. But I just stood behind the pain and watched you stepping in the rain. I didn't knock, I didn't scream, I let you exit from the dream. And now the silence is so tall inside this transparent hole. 'Cause I am trapped behind the glass walls, glass walls. Nobody hears the calls. I can see you living in the light, I can see you sleeping in the night, but I cannot reach out ahead to pull you back to where I stand. It's clear and it is cool to see a life that doesn't feature me. I'm banging on the invisible line, wishing that you were still mine. Glass wall. I see you sitting at the store. You don't look lonely anymore. She brings 2 coffees to the seat. You look so happy and complete. I see the way she touches you, the gentle things she gets to do. It's like a movie on the screen, a perfectly romantic scene, while I am stuck inside the box, with no way to undo the locks, stagnating while the world goes by. Underneath the painted sky, I'm screaming, but the sound is dead, trapped inside the heavy head. 'Cause I am trapped behind the glass walls, glass walls. Nobody hears the calls. I can see you living in the light, I can see you sleeping in the night, but I cannot reach out your hand to pull you back to where I stand. It's clear and it's cool to see a life that doesn't feature me. I'm banging on the invisible light, wishing that you were still mine. Can you see me? I watched the tires leave the drive, I felt the silence come alive. I stood there on the paving stone and felt the chill inside the bone. I had a speech inside the head of all the things I should have said, to make you drop the keys and stay and burn the suitcase for the day. But cowardice is quick to act, it solidifies the broken pact. I lit your bow without a sound and watched the shadow hit the ground. Now I'm paying for the cost of every single thing I lost. But I will hold the memory, even if it hurts. confirms that this was real, a wound I don't intend to heal. I'll keep the sadness in the skirts, even if it hurts. I saw you walking in the street. You looked so light upon the feet. She held the jacket that you wore. You opened up the heavy door. You looked at her the way I know. You that specific, gentle glow. I'm moving forward like a train, well, I'm shackled in the rain. The calendar is turning fast, but I am anchored in the past, stagnating in the month of May, while you are miles and miles away. I watch you smiling in the light, while I embrace the lonely night. Just something new. It confirms that this was real, a wound I don't intend to heal. I keep the sadness in the skirts, even if it